Hello, everybody. I just wanted to give you a few insights that I learned in preparation for Shvi Shel Pesach, which is tonight. First of all, if we think about the Ma'amad, the event of Kriyat Yam Suf, or the splitting of the sea, it was an incredible event that took place. The whole world knew about. Even though it happened to Am Yisrael and was a certain point in Am Yisrael's history, the whole world was affected. And it's something that's apart from Yetziat Mitzrayim, from the going out of Egypt. And what happens to a person when they go through or to Am Yisrael when they go through such a momentous event? So we're told that Am Yisrael experienced incredible feeling that Hashem loved them, that Hashem loved his nation. And it says in the Pasuk, as Yashir, and it doesn't really make sense, as Yashir, then they will sing. So we learn that they actually wanted to sing. They wanted to sing and speak and say their praises for Hashem in Mitzrayim. And the problem is that they couldn't do that because their speech was also in Galut. It was also in exile. And when they went out of Egypt, and actually when they went out of Egypt, their speech started to become released because, as we know, Pesach is called Pesach, which is the mouth speaks. And one of the most important mitzvot that we have on Leila Seder is V'yigadet el bincha, which means that we're required to teach our children using our mouth, obviously. So if we think back to what happened with Miriam and Nevi'ah, okay, it says, V'yikach Miriam Nevi'ah achot Aaron et hatof b'yada. She took I think it's a tambourine, a kind of musical instrument. And the question is, why did she take, and the women themselves, why did they take this tof, these tupim, the tambourines? And Rashi actually learns that he asks, where did they get these tambourines from? And he says, well, they brought them when they left Egypt. And it's an amazing thing to think of when you're in such a rush trying to leave Egypt. The chipazon, we're told, and that's what you take with you. You take a tambourine. Now, if you think about the women, the Nashim HaTzidkaniyot, the righteous women of the generation, they were the ones actually leading the Geula. Yes, women, we were leading the Geula then. And there are many different things that the women did, acts that the women did in Mitzrayim, which I'm not going to go into now. But one of the greatest moments one of the greatest acts that the women of Am Yisrael did was by taking that tof with them. Because we learn that also with Nachshon Aminadav, we see this, is that what made the sea actually split was Nachshon Aminadav's action of Mesirut Nefesh, of dedication without, I don't know exactly how you say Mesirut Nefesh, Mesirut Nefesh, and that act of him jumping into the sea, that act caused the sea to split, and Am Yisrael went after him. And just like that, the women took these drums. Now they could have said to themselves, we believe this is a symbol. We believe that Am Yisrael is going to go through Geula, and we're going to be all right in the end, and God is going to help us. And okay, so they davened that, and they said it, and they felt it in their hearts. But why did they need the drum or the tambourine to prove it? So I have two ideas about that I wanted to share with you. I think the one idea could be that if we're going to do, and Shvi Shel Pesach really helps us to get to this place, in order for us to come out of Egypt or to cause a splitting of the sea also in our own lives, for something to happen in our own lives that's going to take us out of our routine and regular habits and maybe not such good midot, not such good character traits that we have, or different things that we want to do in our lives and we don't have enough koach to actually do it, or we make resolutions and we go back. Shvi Shel Pesach, that is the time to make a resolution. That's the time, the spiritual time that God has given us to make this resolution because of the koach of Nachshon Aminadav and these women. And this wasn't enough for these women just to believe in their hearts and to pray. These women took that tambourine with them as an act of faith, as an act of Mesirut Nefesh. And I was thinking about a second thing why they took these tupim with them, is that it wasn't just enough for them to take it for themselves And an amazing thing that they knew they were going to be redeemed. And the first thing they would want to do is they would want to sing Shira. Yeah, but it wasn't enough. These women were the leaders of the generation. And any man that would have looked at a woman, his wife or another woman, the brother to his sister, say, why are you taking that tambourine with you? What's the point of that tambourine? They would say, oh, well, we're going to be freed and we're going to want to thank God and we need these tambourines in order to do it. So it was a way for the women to levaser geula, to show their faith to the whole nation. And so Shvi Shel Pesach, some say Chatzot in halachic midnight, some say also during the actual reading of the Kriyat Yam Suf, that's the time to really do two things. To say an act of bitachon, we believe that with God's help, the situation is going to be much better. We believe with God's help that I believe with God's help that I'm going to improve such and such a character trait. To say a sentence of faith in God about a certain thing, and then to take on an actual act, just like Nachshon ben Aminadav and the women, to take on an act, but something very, very small, to take on an act, and Hashem will give us the siyata dishmaya because of the koach of Shvi Shel Pesach, sheBezrat Hashem, everybody will succeed in what they've taken on, and Bezrat Hashem together, all us women will dance and sing together at the Geula Shlema. Chag Sameach.